Hello. Comments in the last video were overwhelmingly in support of making that apron for my fiance, so I think that's the next logical thing to do. To recap, if you didn't see the last video, I went to Savers and I found this material, this blue gingham, and on the reverse it has this nice floral pattern on there, and my fiance had the stellar idea of making it a double-sided apron. So who am I to say no about a great idea? Also, I have a mustache now. Just don't comment on it. This is Kane from the future here, and I just want to butt in for a second. I just want to say that I'm looking at my YouTube analytics right now, and 86% of you that have watched the videos are not subscribed. So if you can please click that subscribe button, that would be awesome. Back to Kane from the past. So obviously I don't have a pattern for an apron. I was gonna freehand it until I found this video by Cecilia Talone. Apparently she's more of a baking YouTuber person, but she does have a video about how she sewed her own apron. The only thing I didn't like is that all the closures on the back of it were buttons, which is fine, but I feel like when you're putting it on yourself, that's a bit tough. I think I want to just make a normal one, if that makes sense. Put it on over your head, tie it on your back, but have the bib, a strap, and then like a skirt bit. So I tentatively have written up instructions. Those are the measurements I'm gonna base mine off of. And of course I'm gonna make it double-sided too, so that's a different aspect to it. I'm gonna have to do each of those pattern pieces in both the flower fabric and the gingham fabric. So the first step is to actually separate the gingham from that floral lining. That's an intro. I've actually set up a tripod this time, so we should actually have good shots. But now we're gonna cut out the pieces for the apron. So cut out one of each fabric, simple as that. So it is a day later and there's a problem. The tutorial I'm basing this apron off of was for a one-sided apron. And I thought in my mind, like, easy, I'll just make two of them, sew them inside out, and it'll be fine. Then I thought about how hard it would be to line the whole thing with the straps. So I think there's a simpler way of doing this. Follow me on this. It would be this piece and then the bib piece here. I'll gather this so it's the same width as that, sew good sides facing, and then make the straps separately and sandwich them between the two, the gingham side and the flower side, sewing around all the edges. And that should be a seamless way to make it double-sided. I think it'll be easier to explain as I'm doing it. So I need to gather this piece of fabric, and I'll show you a really cool way and how to do that. Gathering. If you don't know what gathering is, it's basically what curtains do. Now to do it evenly, we do one long stitch across the top. So you can pull the threads and it'll gather evenly. So yeah, we got the longest stitch length possible. Run off straight off the end, no back tacking, and leave a heap of thread on either side. Let's look at these threads, huh? Get the idea? Kind of get the idea? I just broke it! It's like tedious work. I've only ever done it like once before. Getting that one thread isolated and then slowly trying to pull it along. Kind of getting there. I'm just gonna say it's good enough. So, good sides facing. I've pinned it along this side and gathered it the best I could. Once I stitch it, it'll look like this, which is nice. I'm gonna go and stitch the gingham version of that. This has gone a lot better. It's a bit more even than the last one, and I didn't snap any threads. Gingham side, all pinned up, giving us this kind of vibe. Awesome. So now I'll actually stitch it in place. I've got the two sides of the apron done. Floral side, gingham side. I think we have to move on to the strap part now. Now that we've sort of changed course with the plan, these I think are too wide for straps. I could even halve these, even quarter these. So next step, this strip and this strip. Oh no, oh no. It's not even. But look, that's okay. We're not making perfect art here. We're making homemade things that'll be used. Get these good sides facing. And then flip it inside out. here it is, sewn together. I've trimmed it up and now I want to flip it inside out. I have a little trick. I got a straw. I'm gonna put the straw all the way down this huge bit of fabric, and then we get something and push the end into the straw. This looks really bad. I don't like it. You're pushing it in. I've got most of it out. So it's like a magic trick. And then it's the right way around. So then we have a double-sided thing. So we have the floral kind of pattern on the back, the gingham on the one side. And we'll go ahead and we'll iron this down and then we'll top stitch it. It's the first kind of project I've done without a video telling me exactly what to do. So I've had a pattern for the shirt and then I watched this video, which I forget what it is, but this person goes through step by step in how to construct a dress shirt. And with the pants, you saw obviously the TikTok of the guy showing step by step how to do it. But with this apron, I'm kind of winging it. Now I'm just ironing out all of these straps and then I'll come back to you when I start attaching it to the actual garment. All right, I haven't actually checked in with you for a bit. I kind of locked in and did a heap of stuff. As you saw, I top stitched the straps and then attached it to this gingham side. I sort of documented my process without audio for a little bit because my partner was in the house. As this is a gift, I want to have it kind of on the down low. So straps on the top attached. Then the next part, which is like a big gamble for me. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to sew right sides facing with this and the floral fabric. I don't know if this technique has a name or anything, but like you sew something right sides facing, leave a little bit of space in the stitching and then flip it around. So then all the seams are on the inside of the garment. I'm gonna try that with this, see if it works. The main thing I'm worried about is that these two pieces aren't gonna line up because it's kind of been a slapdash thing. And it's looking all right. It's almost like I made it identical. I think what would make it look clean is that these seams are lined up, like this seam and that seam. And if they are lined up properly, it looks kind of neat. Now we do the other side, line up the seam, all the straps to the inside. We'll just pin up all the sides now. One thing I've alluded to about this project is that this is more free-handed than usual. And I think this is kind of unlocking something in my sewing journey, that I'm sort of taking all the elements from everything else I've made, making something new from those rules. That's a big thing they talked about in film school. In the first year, it was very basic. Like you learned how to turn on a camera, how to switch a lens, which for most of us was like pretty hard to hear because that's what we've already learned, right? But I think those classes were necessary in development. Like you have to learn the basics before you can break them. And this project I feel like is a culmination of that in the sewing part of my brain. I feel like this is, not to get too philosophical, this is the turning point of like being a beginner to like an intermediate sewer. I don't know if that rambling made any sense, but that was just something I was thinking of today. Yippee! I have pegged the whole thing. I'm gonna leave this part open so I can flip the whole thing inside out. Before that, I'm gonna sew all the way around these pegs, seal it up. Here's 1 second of sped up sewing, which is me doing this whole thing, which would probably take like 10 minutes in real time. So, as you can see, the apron is finished. I edge stitched around the whole thing. Probably easier to say on the gingham side. Edge stitched around the whole thing of it, and it's looking good. I've given it to my partner already, and she's tried it on, and we've already have some sort of changes we can go in and do. These straps here look a bit goofy. They should be on the end. And also a pocket on this sort of top bib section. If you have any ideas for any more videos, chuck them in the comments below. And yeah, I'll get around to it. Anyway, I think that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.